how would you describe the history of Kabbalah over the last 200 years? I mean, today, obviously, there's people throw out Kabbalah, whatever. It's made its way, obviously, as we know, into Hollywood and all that stuff. But
Right.
Kabbalah, as we understand, real Kabbalah over the last couple of hundred years.
So in some sense, the most important, it's really 20th century, I would say, is even more important than 19th century. There's really a real move in the 20th century, starting with Ashlag in Israel to popularize Kabbalah. I would say that in a lot of circles, Kabbalah has become something that is taught, is acceptable. There's kind of been a further de-esotericizing, I think, of Kabbalah, a sense that Kabbalah is appropriate in the broader sphere. A lot of that has to do, of course, with the influence of Chabad, successful influence of Chabad. In terms of publishing Kabbalistic works, all kinds of works, and this is, forget 200 years, this is a phenomenon of the last 30 or 40 years, and it's only picked up in pace. Kabbalistic works that were in manuscript, that were maybe known by a handful of academic scholars, are now being published, not by academic scholars, but being published from manuscript, by traditional, often Hasidim. There's been some rejection, some questioning of this trend, but I would say, over the past 200 years, the trend has been decidedly more towards popularizing, opening, making available. You can read the Zohar in Hebrew online if you're so inclined.
I mean, is it scholarly work? I mean, when you popularize someone in a scholarly way, or it's
some of the critical editions, the editions that are coming out of Haredi or Hasidic presses are actually quite scholarly, relying on multiple manuscripts. With chilufei girsaot, variants, with an apparatus that has variants. Look, there's still, of course, a great divide between the historical assumptions of academic scholars and the historical assumptions of Haredi scholars. But in terms of critical methodology when it comes to editing Kabbalistic works, it's a lot closer than it used to be. Yeah, so I think there are real works of serious scholarship. In addition to more, to popularizations that are not scholarly per se, but are meant to find ways to talk about Kabbalah, that are meaningful to a broader audience. In a certain sense, a kind of continuation of the Hasidic project, which is not that it's scholarly, not that it's incorrect from a critical or scholarly point of view. It's just has a different goal.